understand? Nah, it'll help you out. Rest assured, women have no doubt. Pillow talk, dinner talk, give you the info to walk the walk. Now, sometimes it's a foreign language, now know what's up, don't mistake it. This'll help you every situation, empower yourself, it's liberating, yeah. Communication, don't need no speculation, just get that clarification, then reconciliation. Man translation, yeah, man translation, yeah.
Here, right on time, Dante. Welcome to Men's Transformation. We are back again. We're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern Time. This show, we bridge the gap between men and women, not men versus women, because this is not a bashing type of situation. But the
It's
show
not.
is hosted by dynamic mother and son duo, me and my son. We just share our unique perspectives on how to improve communication in all aspects of life. Yes. So, in today's fast paced world, we know that communication breakdowns, misunderstandings, conflict happen every single day. So at Main
Heard
Transformation, we seek to change this by providing practical and relatable perspective. Dante, you sure is making a whole lot of noise over there. So we aim to showcase also that in our culture, mothers and sons can have healthy relationships. So that's why this is a very unique show. So welcome. Dante, what is going on over there?
I came in late. I'm trying stuff. I'm touching stuff. Boom, there we go.
So I am Taxi. I'm the CEO or producer. So this is my baby. So this is where I'm, learning. And thank you guys for showing up and commenting and letting us know what's on your mind. And this is my son Dante B. He's a relationship and communication strategist. So basically, we also have Dante here to decode how men think, because men and women think differently, and it's not a bad thing. I think that women just need to be put down on game, because a lot of women don't realize that what you're saying and what he's hearing and what he's saying and what you're hearing is two totally different things. So there is a gap that needs to be deciphered and needs to be closed. So today we're going to be talking about, oh my God, the benefits of being single. Yes, there are benefits to being single. Oh my God. I am so tired of people acting like being single is such a horrible thing. It is not. It's not.
It really ain't. It's really not. I mean, granted, you have your moments, but I promise you go over them quickly. But I think it's harder for people, for introverted people, ambiverted people, omniverted people. Being single is not really a problem. It's the extroverted people who, they draw energy from being around the crowd of people. I think that's the hardest for them. Because when that whole
Right.
pandemic happened, I was happy.
But I think that the point that I want to really drive home is that number one, it is such a taboo in society, especially among women. It is it's almost like, people say it as a curse. Remember when Kevin Samuel was alive, he would always say, "Oh, that's why you're gonna end up single with cats and all this stuff." Like people act like society act like being single is a curse. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Being single is a gift. It's a gift. You know how I know
Because it ain't for the weak.
It's not for the weak, and everybody can't do it. Everybody cannot do it. And sometimes, you forget that when something comes easy to you, you think that it comes easy to other people. And then the more you talk to people, the more you listen, you just be like,
Dang, I'm struggling.
yeah, this thing is a gift. Being single is a gift. And it is not a gift that everyone has. And I'm not trying to, say anything against married people. Marriage is wonderful. It's great. It's great. God created marriage. Marriage is a wonderful thing. But my saying that I'm gonna put on a shirt, and I made this up myself. I ain't copied off of nobody. You cannot be two until you first become one.
Because you gotta carry that one. You gotta carry the one to be one.
You cannot be two until you first become one. And so we always start the show off with definitions because that's one of the communication problems. You have your definition, I have my definition. So the first way in communication to get on the same page is to all use the same definition because we know that words have more than one definition. So,
Uh-huh.
for all intents and purposes, we're going to say the definition of single means ta-da, whole. That is the definition of single. In order for you to be in a relationship with anybody, in order to be in a relationship with, I don't care who it is, with your children, with your boyfriend, your significant other, your friendships, your supervisor, every aspect, every relationship you can think of. If you are not whole, it is going to be problems. Lots and lots of problems. Lots of problems. So we're going.
Indeed, indeed.
What are you over there doing?
Nothing.
Well, you can tell when people get a new toy. That can't you tell?
But no, you're absolutely right. You do need to be, if not whole, becoming whole. You can't, because we say things and I don't think we realize what we say. Like when a person says they're getting themselves together, they're not whole because they're not together. They need to take that time out to get themselves together to reapproach the situation or step back out there or whatever the case may be because they're either scattered, their emotions are fixated on one person. You got to get all that back. All of it. Yes. So,
Well, too, I also noticed that in being single, like single is being single, being whole is the foundation for all of your other, all of your other relationships, and I think that I think it's more important for people that want to be married to be whole more than anybody because
yellow.
you want to be in a lifelong, relationship. And I think it's unfair for you to take all your issues and all your baggage and all your stuff and connect your life to the life of somebody else when you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what your triggers are. You don't even know what makes you happy. And it's so sad a lot of times when you see people in these relationships and the man be bending over backwards trying to do everything to make that woman happy and she just can't be satisfied. And the reason she can't be satisfied because she don't know what makes her happy. She hasn't spent enough time with herself or he hasn't spent enough time with himself to even know what makes them happy. And then on that note, I am not the court jester. It's not my job to make you happy. If I spent enough time with myself and I know the things that I like, I know the things that I don't like, I know the things that I find happiness from, then I'm not going to be really looking for all of that in a partner. And that's what people do. They take their broken self, they haven't spent any time with themselves, and then they want you to jump through all types of hoops to make them happy and make them satisfied. And I did this and I did that. Just like today, this man, like, he made the comment, but I just was like, I don't even know you, mister. But he was like, oh, this is where all my money is going. She's spending up all my money buying all this stuff. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I don't even know you, mister. Number two, I don't get in people marriages, so I don't got nothing to say about that. Okay. There ain't nothing about this. And number two, I'm sure if you got the chance to know her, you would have known she like to spend money that she ain't made, money that belong to other
Let, let, me,
people.
let me go ahead on and hop in on this real quick because what happens with some men is they insert themselves into positions that they should not be. As you said earlier, you're going forth, bending over backwards to do, you know, whatever, and you're this consistent presence. She probably already told you she good. She don't want to be around. But because now you inserted yourself, I got money, I do this, I do that. So now it's like, okay, I'm going to take what you got because you keep advertising it. So do not get upset later on because I already told you no. So now some men end up in that predicament. Hold on, let me see who this is.
Dang. Did you see? Oh, it didn't pop up.
That is Miss. What's going on, Miss Connor?
Hey. Okay, there we go. So
All
yeah.
right.
So I think that one thing I've observed in my own singleness is that singleness is a gift, and this is a gift that really it has enhanced all of my relationships. I find that the more I spend time with myself and the more that I get to know myself, I'm better when I'm in relationships with other people. I
And
find
why
that
is that?
because it's like you know yourself, you're more confident. I find that I'm more
Mm-hmm.
confident. I find that like my maturity level, my self-esteem level, my peace level, like all around as a person, she said don't miss it at all. Um like, I mean, we already said it's a gift, and everybody don't have the gift. But I think that,
Right.
and that's the thing, because it's such a stigma that's attached to it. That's why I wanted to talk about the benefits of being single. It's like I'm better in relationships because I know myself better. I'm more comfortable in my own skin. I don't have to prove anything to anybody or validate. You see what I'm saying? It's like I have spent so much time with myself, like I have just become one with me. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
to me, overall, the benefits far outweigh. So I'm at a place that if I wanted to be in a healthy relationship or get married, I'm definitely I'm definitely prepared for that. People go into relationships broken, taking their baggage because they think that, oh, the loneliness will go away. But how can you be lonely when you with you? You
Yeah.
can't lose yourself in our of a relationship. You can lose yourself in a relationship. That's why it's important for you to be by yourself first. Because I've been there, done that too. I've been there. Yup, self-love is really key. And it's another thing I found. Those of you that are spiritual and have relationships with God, You can't even love God if you don't love yourself first. Because you can't give anybody anything that you don't first have for yourself. It's not possible. And so, in the process of being single, you get to learn yourself. You start to really like yourself. You be like, wow, you start to see how intelligent you are. You start to see, just your inner beauty. You start to see how you can handle things. Like when you're in a relationship, you become kind of codependent on that other person. Because if something happens, you be like, yo, I'm gonna call up, dude, and we
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk about this. When you by yourself, you gotta be
This is you.
resilient. You have to be resilient. You gotta come up with your
You gotta
own
rescue yourself.
Yes, you got to come up with your own answers. You have to be resilient. You don't have anybody to confer to. God is a given. God is a given. That goes without saying for me. But like you got to come up, like you got to figure things out like for yourself. And then when you figure things out for yourself, you be like, dang, that was dope. Like I didn't even know I could do that.
Yeah, and they had it in you.
Yeah, she said, I'm spiritual within me. And if you don't know yourself, how can you make someone else? This is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You can't because basically what happens is you're not really making them happy. You're really sharing your happiness that you already have within yourself. And that makes you more pleasant to be around. You know, relationships, men don't like women that complain a lot. Go ahead, Dante.
No, because it's now it's one thing to go and you complain about something, but you keep doing it over and over again. Like you recognize the issue, you recognize the problem, you're the unwillingness to do anything about it, but you'd rather complain. No, we don't want to hear that. Do something. Because truth be told, the double standard is this. I can't go back and forth and complain to you because you gonna look at me like, do something about it. So we're gonna remove that double standard. Stop complaining about it. Do something about it. You have the power to do something. If not, hush.
I find that it's such a discovery. It's like a discovery of just self. You know how people are in relationships, they don't know who they are. Like when you by yourself, when you're single, when you're whole, you're constantly, discovering things about yourself. Like I have one of the things that I've really like, I man, I cannot even tell you the explosion of creativity. Like I've written books. I would never have thought that I've written books, even though I have a library. You think I would write some books, much as I read. But I never thought I would write like books. I know when I was young, I wrote plays, but I ain't never like put it together and try to get it. But like I've written books, I started businesses. Like it is just amazing the depth in the stuff that I learned. I remember my spiritual father, he told me, he said, when you start writing books, it's gonna be so therapeutic for you. He was like, it's gonna be like peeling an onion. It's like people always say, I'm not creative. Well, actually, we're all creative. You just haven't tapped into your creativity. And when you get to
Uh-huh.
know yourself and when you have to figure out, like, how am I going to, pay these bills? How am I going to get this thing done? How am I going to get that thing done? You really begin to tap
So
into,
you'll get real creative then.
yes, because necessity is the mother of invention, baby. Listen,
Uh-huh.
you're going to tap in and figure it out. And you're going to be like, dang, I'm smart. Like, I am smart. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then that's going to build your confidence. It's going to build yourself. Look, I never would thought that I would have a show. I never would thought that I would be learning how to be a producer. I never thought I would be doing any of the things that I'm doing now. I would never have been doing any of this stuff if I was in a relationship, because in a relationship, you can't explore, you can't discover, because we're not dealing with individuals. People in relationships, they always trying to change you. They always want you to do what they want you to do. You don't have, you can't find somebody that's whole, that allows you your individuality without being jealous of you, without being in competition with you, without trying to sabotage and destroy what it is that you're doing, because they insecure. Because why?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can definitely be boxing in a relationship. In a wrong relationship, yes.
She said you can be boxed in while in a relationship. Absolutely. I call it
Yeah.
cage. To me, it feels like a cage.
Especially if you're in one of them relationships where you walking on eggshells. You try to everything you try to do to help yourself. Somebody got a problem with it. It's
I
always an
believe,
issue.
but see, I believe that's the reason why the divorce rate is so high, because people they have not spent that time by themselves. They haven't spent the time. She, oh wait, let me go back. So with me, I didn't know myself as a mother. I was just working, but until I met my husband, he has helped me and gave me time that I needed to know me. But you don't. That's that. You don't find a lot of people like that. You child,
You know,
hold on to that one. Hold on to him, because you do not find a lot of them that will allow you the time that you need to get to know yourself.
shout out to Brother Ray.
Shout out. Shout out. And see, this is the thing. Those of you that are spiritual, that read your Bible, check this out. Let's go to church for a minute. So you start out being single, right? So you're supposed to be whole. So that tells me that single or wholeness is your foundation. So you go and you
Mhm.
get married, and guess what happens? You go right back to being single, because it says the two shall be made one. Why? Because when you are single, when you are by yourself, you learn how to move as one unit. You learn how
Mhm.
to move as one unit. See, that's why people be having all these debates and all that. I don't have time to debate with nobody. Listen, you go from the foundation of being single, getting to know yourself, because remember, in the beginning, it was just Adam. Adam went from being by himself, or all alone, or all in one, because the male and the female was all inside of him. Then the female got taken out. Then they got married. And then what happened? They went right back to being single. Went right back to being single. So singleness, because why? When you're single, you move as one unit. That's why, we have all these debates about submission and all of that. But listen, submission came after the fall. Before the fall, they were equal. After the fall, that's when submission came. We're not in submission. We are moving as one unit. But people don't know how to move as one in a marriage if you've never learned how to move as one by yourself.
Mhm.
Now, sip on that. Sip on it.
I ain't got nothing to say.
We,
Damn. Oh no. Where'd she go? All right. Clearly, she is having some technical difficulties. Hopefully, she'll be back with us very soon. But in the grand scheme of things, being single is not as bad as what people think. It's there's a chance to get to know you. There's a chance to get to know yourself, the things you like. You like, especially if you've been in a relationship for a very long time. You now get to reintroduce yourself to yourself, the things that you like to do versus the things that you are accustomed to. We liking to do. So you get a chance to actually go ahead on and rediscover you. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I think she is completely gone. All right. Again, hopefully she'll be back. Technical difficulties. But yes, she had all the notes. Ain't this a so in order for you to be in what I deem as a successful relationship, you are definitely going to have to spend some time by yourself. It's going to be difficult in the beginning, but after a while, you'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. I was single, celibate for 4 years a while ago. Um, and even with that, you start building a standard for yourself. That standard becomes very, very simple, very easy to follow because as you begin to learn yourself, you will be less tolerant of certain things from other people. You have a better self respect for self. It's like if I'm not going to treat me like this, I'm damn sure I'm not going to let somebody else treat me like this either. So again, being single, having that walk, and she's back. Being single and having that walk, that walk with self is very important. Hopping from relationship to relationship just to avoid the fact of you hiding from yourself, you hiding from being single and dealing with your issues is going to do nothing but cause self-damnation in the long run. Learn to show up for yourself and depend on you. That is key. Again, Kevin Hart said it was a joke, but it's the truth. You got to be your own rescue. You have to be your own rescue. You have to show up for you. You can't be in the corner like, well, don't nobody show up for me. Show up for yourself. As you show up for you, again, you're going to have that standard, and certain people are going to they going. It's almost like a repellent. If you're taking care of yourself, showing up for yourself, doing for you, and people see that, you're going to attract a certain type of person. People who are not of that caliber, listen, she high maintenance or she do this and she do that. It's like, no, this is doing this for me. So that person automatically gets weeded out. You automatically start to attract a certain type of person in your life. So you definitely have to depend on you. Ain't nothing worse than you grown and you got to call somebody for everything. Now again, calling your mama, calling your daddy, different. But if you call them every time about every minor inconvenience you got in your life, it's time to look in the mirror. You got to deal with things on your own. You have to get beside myself. You have to make sure you are okay. You can't have other people checking up on you to make sure you got to take care of you first. Go ahead, Omar.
No, I mean, I totally agree. I just think that being single and the benefits of being single, if it's done properly, I think it prepares you for marriage. I think it prepares you for, if you want to start a business. I think it prepares you for so many different like aspects in your life. You know what I mean? Like I said, my creativity just since I've been by myself just explodes. I think the number one reason, let me skip down here because I talked about the creativity. This is my number one reason right here. This is my number one reason right here. I don't have the answer to nobody. This is my number one reason.
Man, I don't know. I've gotten to many arguments over the past year because I don't know. It's just I don't feel as though I owe an explanation to certain people. I'm with you. I
No,
mean,
when you're in a relationship, you do have to like when you're in a relationship or you're married, you have to talk to your husband. You have to talk to your wife. You have to confer with them about stuff. You do. You can't just be
yes, yeah, no, no, no,
you
no,
be
no.
making these life decisions and you don't talk to your wife or talk to your husband now. Come on, Dante.
No, 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 no. Let's break this down. Yes, you do have to talk to them about some things, but not everything. Everything.
Try. Folks be wanting it now. They want to
I don't know, but I also think that's, I don't know. For me,
like right
I've
now. If
experienced
I
a double
decided to
standard.
pack my bags and hop on a plane and go to parts unknown, I ain't got to tell nobody nothing. I don't have to be like, well, we ain't got enough money, we can't afford it. Well, why can't you wait until I can get vacation on my job? I don't got to do none of that. I can just pack my
Oh, I ain't
little
never
bag,
had that problem.
take my little stuff
Oh
on the
no.
plane, and I can stay long as I want to. I don't even have to come back when I can come back whenever I want. Matter of fact, I ain't even got to come back.
All right. I see where we're going with this.
I'm telling you because you know why? Because I sat down, I prayed about it, I talked to God about it. I'm like, what is the number one thing that I love about being single? And it's freedom. I love being free. I love
But I
being
don't know
free.
if you're with the right person, you still can be that. Go ahead, do your thing. Go ahead.
On
Let me
what
know if you
way?
okay.
Where?
Let me.
What? I don't know. I don't
It
know a
happens.
man alive. I don't know now. What?
Uh,
I don't know none.
let me
Let her
know
go
where you
somewhere
get to where you
and
going.
not be back in 4 weeks. Let her go somewhere and be gone a month. You're gonna be like, where you at? Where you? What
Now, if she just pick up and go, don't say nothing, then I gotta turn to Liam Neeson, and that ain't gonna be good for nobody. But
I
also, with
just
that being said, if you do that, that just lets me know where I stand with you. Ain't no argument. Go ahead on and stay wherever you gonna be at, because when you get back, I ain't gonna be here.
see what you got an attitude for.
Oh,
What you got?
I know, I do too.
Maybe I need to
I
be
know, I
gone and
do.
stay for a month and just not be bothered with nobody. See, that's what
All
I'm saying.
right, okay, that's cool. Let me know.
Number one
Hmm.
reason. This is the
You
number
down
one.
there in damn Hinduism, we got a problem.
Number one reason I'm single right here. This is the number one reason. I like my freedom. I like being free. I like being able to come and go when I please. And I don't want to answer to nobody. I don't want to have a conversation about it. No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about no budget. I made this money. I work hard for it. I sold books. I did all kind of stuff for this money. I want to go celebrate. And I want to celebrate by myself. I don't want to celebrate with you. Why I'm single. At least I know why. I don't wanna. I think I'm at a place in my life where I don't want to share anymore. Because when you marry, you have to share. When you have children, you have to share. My granddaughter, my granddaughter, my daughter, my daughter say, like when you know how when children see you eating something and they come over and they want some. I didn't know that it was a name for that. They call it roaching. They call it roaching. So my granddaughter stay roaching. She stay roaching. So my daughter was like, "Yeah, mom, when we was in school, that's what we call it. We call it roaching. When you be eating something, and somebody come over there and be like, can I get some? Yeah, don't want to share. I don't want to share. I have 4 children. I've had to share. I don't want to share. I don't want to share. I don't have to share with nobody. I'm at a place where I can be selfish. I don't have to share. I don't want to share. Nope. Did you make me one? Nope. Nope.
Wow.
Did you make me a sandwich? Nope. Uh-uh.
The bread over there.
Yep. And the lettuce and ain't no more tomatoes. They all gone.
Ooh.
Anyway, what else? Okay. I don't know what happened. My computer just went out. You know what? It's overheating. My fan is going out. I got to get another fan or another laptop. Um, so yeah, so you can take control of your own life and the day-to-day decisions. Like I really immensely enjoy that part about being single. not having to confer with anybody, not having to talk anything over with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Having total control over my life and over the decisions that I make. And so I really do like that part a bunch. I like that part a lot. Can't y'all tell? Woo! Yes. I don't see. Listen, I talk to a lot of people in relationships. Okay, I pray with a lot of people. You'd be surprised, people. The stories I hear, so many stories over and over and over again. I hear the same stories, different people. The story don't change. The people change, but the story don't change. And so I don't really see a whole lot of freedom in relationships. I see a lot of conflict, a lot of bad communication, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of drama because it's double standards and just all kind of stuff going on because people have not taken the time out to learn themselves, to find out their identity, to know what they're supposed to be doing. Then they connect their lives to somebody else's life, and you got two miserable people. So Dante, you're the exception to the rule. It is not a whole lot of men or women that's going to allow you to be your own individual person. Sorry.
But you were that when I met you. So continue like certain things. Okay, now granted, you had friends before I came along. Continue on with what you were doing. If you had, you meet up with the girl, or y'all got drunk, do that. Like I'm not unless it's something that I see. It's like, hey, you might want to watch it for such and such. But again, here's the warning. Not, well, I don't like you being around such and such because she this, she that, and the third. She was here before I got here. Y'all go ahead on. Y'all have drinks again. Let me know when you get there. Let me know when you're leaving, so I know that you're safe. That is my main concern. Let me know that you are all right.
Tab and Chance just came on the TV. Tab just said Chance can't have no female friends. Now this is a grown man. Now Dante gone. I don't know what's going on. This is a grown man, and you are telling this man that he can't have any friends. Come on now. This is what I'm saying. Why? Because of your own insecurity. And you haven't gotten down to the reason why you have this insecurity. Now, I don't know the backstory of marriage. I don't know whether somebody cheated on somebody before, but the insecurity is there for a reason. The insecurity is there for a reason. Insecurities don't just pop up for no reason. So now I have to deal with your insecurity because you insecure and don't want me to have friends of the opposite sex. I'm
Nah,
grown. You don't get to tell me who
red
my
flag.
friends are be. You
Red
don't.
flag.
I think that's
No,
horrible.
no. Granted, I can understand if somebody cheated in the past and the insecurity came up. Okay, I get it. But if you like this from jump, yeah, uh,
I mean, even if something happened, like even if something happened, even if somebody did cheat or whatever, you decided to stay with the person. So I'm not gonna keep on dealing with your insecurity. You decided to stay. So if you decided to stay, then all that happened, that's in the past. We starting over fresh. All that trying to keep making me pay and keep reminding me and keep trying to you insecure and I gotta be making you feel like I can be trusted. What? I'm not doing none of that. No. Mm-mm. If you didn't feel as though you could get over it, if you didn't feel as though you could forgive, if you didn't feel as though you could forget, if you didn't feel as though that you could get over it, then guess what? We need to just go ahead on and call it a day.
yeah. No, the conversation needs to be. Hey, listen, I thought I could forgive you. I thought I could move on, but apparently not. So I think it's best that you go our separate ways.
Yep, that's it. Exactly. And not only that, like I think too, when you're single, there is, like we were saying earlier, you showing up for yourself is being loyal to yourself. And so, you really do learn how to be loyal to yourself. And that's something that I had to cultivate in my own relationship with myself. And I'm still cultivating that part of the relationship with myself, showing up for myself, keeping my word to myself, Okay, Sky, you said you was gonna get up, you was gonna do this today, you was gonna do that today, you was gonna go here today, you was gonna go to the gym or whatever it is. Supposed to write 5 chapters today. You got to show up for yourself every day, because I cannot expect someone to be to me what I can't be to myself. You want
You should
somebody to
have
be
no expectation in folk anyway.
yeah, you want somebody to be loyal to you. You want somebody to show up for you, but you can't show up for you. You want somebody to be honest with you and not lie to you, but you lie to yourself. If you telling yourself that you gonna fast and you gonna fast for 3 days and you gonna just drink liquid, but then you go past the Whataburger and you smell the burger and then you in there eating the burger, you just lied to yourself. That's what I'm saying. So it's like we gotta really learn how to be loyal to ourselves and be honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have you let yourself down?
Woo! Woo, Lord.
But yet you expect for somebody that you in a relationship, you hit the whole roof, the ceiling and the roof, when they don't keep their word to you, but yet you don't keep your word to yourself. If that's not the definition of a hypocrite, I don't really know
All
what
the
is.
way.
So when you by yourself, you really cultivate loyalty. You really cultivate honesty. You really cultivate integrity. Because integrity is what you have with yourself. Honesty is what you have with other people. Integrity is internal and honesty is external. And so you really have to cultivate that. And I mean, it's something that some days I don't feel like doing nothing. Nothing.
Nah.
And I have a lot of stuff on my plate to do on a regular. You know what I mean? And then it's just like you got to keep going no matter what. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot of determination. And then some days, as a single person, like if you say something to me and I'm in the middle of just like this, I'm liable to stab you in the neck with a pencil or anything. You just don't never know what's going to happen.
This is not a violent show. We are here for the people.
Because it's like when you're working on something, right? You're working on something, and then your mind is playing out a certain way, but then when you go to put it out there to the world, it
Mm.
shows up a different way. And then here you come talking about some stuff you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, don't even come here talking to me because you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what I'm doing. You know what I'm working on. I ain't even share with you. Don't come in here. Like, go.
Woo.
Is that
That just comes from somebody who needs to understand you. Okay, she's having a moment. Let me leave her alone. Let me go make her some tea. Go in the other room and go sit down somewhere, and hopefully she'll be all right.
right? You know what I mean? But if you don't spend time with yourself, you don't even know that's how you're going to react to that particular situation. You got to work all the kinks out of your own self before you can be in a space with somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Because they be like, well, do you want to talk about it? If I wanted to talk about it, we would be talking about it. Because we're not talking, that means I don't want to talk about it. So don't come here asking me nothing about do I want to talk about it? Because the answer is going to be no. Do I look like I want to talk about it? Did I say I want to
I
talk about it?
mean, you also can't assume either. So, okay.
No, but it's like when you're going through something, you're dealing with something. I don't want nobody come asking me no questions. Don't ask me nothing about nothing in this moment. Leave me alone.
No,
You know,
again, I understand where you're coming from. I get it because I'm
if
just
you
saying,
try to
especially.
talk to me, let's talk about it.
Oh,
No, leave me alone.
no, no. You
Less
are.
stress. You know
You
what
are my
stress?
mom. I'll say that.
Less stress.
I
Less.
listen. Listen, when you with the wrong person, everything's stressful because it's sometimes you just look at them and just ask,
Even
what,
with the
why, why you, why would you do that? Just What are you doing?
No, I come across in relationships, I come across very uncaring because I really don't care what you do. I could really care less for real. I don't even
I don't
care.
know. I mean, I've been
I don't
told
care.
on
I
many
don't care.
occasions that I'm very nonchalant.
I don't
I don't know. I
care.
just believe in giving the people the freedom to do whatever. Okay, if this is what you're gonna do, okay, all right, fine. Now, again, you do
Well,
that.
let
You
me
know
do
how I
it
feel
too
about
many
that thing.
times, and I'm done with it.
Go. It's
Deuces.
okay. All right. No, no problem. We sat. We talked about it. We then went through the whole
That's why
process.
I
You still
know the
continue to do
benefits of
whatever.
being single. That's why you know it's a gift because for a lot of people it's hard, but for some people it's very easy. And society needs to stop acting like, there's something wrong with you when you choose to be by yourself to cultivate the life that you're supposed to have and the quality of life. Because your life to me, as a single woman, my life is more structured. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I know exactly how I'm supposed to do it. I don't really need your opinion for anything. I don't really need your input. Now, if I decide to share something with you, it's not because I really need your opinion. I'm just sharing with you because you're here.
Mm-hmm.
But your life is very structured. It's like the organization and direction of your life. It becomes so sure. It's like everything. It's like the level of that. That's the perfect word, clarity. Like you have so much clarity. I have more clarity now than I've ever had at any other time in my life. Like I was telling my daughter, she's the youngest one, and she's really getting a version of me that my other three children did not get.
Mm-hmm.
What you trying to say, Dante?
We ain't get that version. We ain't get that version.
What you trying to say?
We ain't get that version. That's all I'm saying. I ain't say nothing else. We ain't get that.
What you
We
trying to
got
say?
we got different types of wisdom. We ain't get that.
Really? Because I'm telling her spiritually, I know a whole lot more spiritually. When you guys were little, I was just giving my life to the Lord, and it was a lot of growing as a mother. So this version of a mother of who I am now, and the version that you all got was not the same mother. What is that face for, Dante?
I'm just no, nope. Yep, Mama, you've grown into your motherliness. You know, the Lord was not finished with you, but He started when we was there. Ooh, amen. Hello,
No,
hello.
but it's seriously, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just grow leaps and bounds. And I was telling her like she's getting the benefit of a much more mature mother spiritually, all around. Like I have so much more to share and to give. I wasn't doing business when you guys were little. I didn't know any, that part of my life was in the dark ages. I had put that part of my life on the back burner. And since I have taken it off the back burner, over these last years, it has really changed me into a completely, totally different person. It's almost like, you receive salvation all over again because you learn so much about yourself. It's just unbelievable to me how much I learned about myself doing business. It's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. The level of creativity is just exploded. My intelligence, everything, just everything totally. And I don't think that I would have been able to develop myself to this level, because my spirituality is a large part of who I am. And so it's a large part of my personal development. And I think that, the number one thing, I know I'm joking and acting silly, but I think the number one thing about being single for me is the personal development and being able to develop myself, as the person that I am supposed to be, and standing in that and knowing and a surety that this is who I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? And not needing any external or outside um input about it, period. And as they say, making no apologies for it. So there are a lot of benefits, to being single. I think that all of my relationships have improved because of the time that I've spent and the time that I've just given to myself. I'm just a better person all around because of it. I'm just an all around better person. And so I think that we need to stop stigmatizing singlehood and embracing the singlehood, because I think that it will make you a better marriage partner. I think that if you decide to be married, you need to first learn how to be single.
Not only just married, it'll just make you a better you overall.
Yeah, it
So
does.
when it does come time, when it is time for you, to pick a partner or pick someone to be with, you're not making the same decision as to where as though you were the undeveloped you. This is the developed you, the one that's more mature, the one that's actually been things that took the time out for self. So again, you're gonna be less tolerant of a whole lot of stuff.
Well, the thing is too is that when you're broken, you attract a broken person. When you're
Mhm.
broken, you don't even attract whole people. When you go on a journey to do the work to become whole, and it's a constant work. It's not something that's ever going to stop. But you don't attract the same type of people. You don't attract nowhere near the same kinds of people. Same thing like
Do
when you
not.
start making money, you either start like as you start making money, because it's like it's just really interesting. It's like in order for you, see, people think that you got to make money and then become the person that you want to be. Doesn't go like that. You got to first become the person and then the money comes. You got to
Mhm.
become the person first. You got to be the person, like that person that you see, you got to be that person. You got to get up every day and be that person. And then the money will show up because you are operating on a different level. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Mhm.
if you that's why people keep talking about low vibrational stuff. It's really levels to it. You know what I'm saying? If the person that you want to be is on the 10th floor, guess where the money gonna be? On the 10th floor.
Mhm.
So you start to attract people that reflect who you are. So if you're broken, you're going to reflect broken people. When you're whole, you're going to reflect the same type of people. You know what I mean? When people be like, "Oh, I'm broke and I don't have no money," just listen to what you're saying. You're broke. What's broken? You're saying the words out your mouth, but you're not understanding that. First of all, money don't make you or break you, whether you have it
Or
or don't have it. It don't make you rich or poor. So if you're broke, what's broken? Fix what's broken. Then you can attract different kinds of people. You're gonna start attracting people with money. I can always tell when I have grown to another level, because the people around me change. And I don't seek them out. They are drawn to me. They're drawn to me. You wake up and you just be like, all of a sudden you just around millionaires. Like, where all these people come from with all this money? Like, where was y'all at before? Because you at that level. And it's telling you this is you. See, the money don't manifest because you did some things. It manifests because you became that thing,
mhm.
if it makes any sense. And you're not going to do that unless you want a journey of discovering who you are and who you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to be. So
Find out where you're
there are
supposed to be and be
there are
that.
there are lots of benefits. Stop letting people make you feel bad because you're single. Stop making letting people make you feel like something is wrong with you because you're single. Singleness is a gift. And it is the time that you need to take to get to know you. People don't even know themselves. It's
No,
amazing to me how
people try, people try to make you feel bad for being single because they lonely. So they try to project it on you. Get your lonely ass away from me.
my grandmother used to say, people don't like to be by themselves. They don't like themselves because they're the only ones in the room. And
Mm-hmm.
I never understood what she meant by that. You're the only one in the room. You in the room with you. You in the room. How are you lonely? You are in the room. You don't like to be by yourself because you don't like yourself.
And you are uninteresting. So you rather create drama and be around other people because that gives you the thought of escape if you're not dealing with yourself.
Ain't no way I'm gonna be in the room with myself and be lonely. No way. No way. I'm in the room with myself, but I'm lonely. And the devil is a whole liar. But Dante, close us out because my computer is acting up.
Everything over here acting up. Camera is shut off. I can put another one on. It's
Oh,
crazy.
but
It's
guess
wild.
what? We got the message out.
Message. Listen, nothing wrong with being single, figuring yourself out so you can take yourself to the next step, whether that's being with somebody, whether that's going on a new job, or whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong with being single at all. Date yourself and don't let nobody else jump in. This is your date. Can I buy you a drink? Get away from me. There is nothing wrong. Again, there is nothing wrong with being single and getting yourself together. Is it going to be hard? Yeah, anything is hard in the beginning. But that's the beauty of it because once you start developing yourself, relearning yourself, rediscovering yourself, reintroducing yourself to yourself, it's going to be a beautiful thing. I promise you.
It's
And the
beautiful.
things that you were less, that you tolerated before, you ain't gonna tolerate no more. Why? Because you're not afraid for people to leave because you've been by yourself.
Yeah.
You hold on to relationships because I don't want this person to leave. Fast forward, you gonna spend some time with yourself. You got a chance to know you now. You don't give a damn if they leave or not. In fact, let me get the door for you. Single means home.
Oh man. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And it just gives you something to think about. And even if you in a relationship, you still can foster your own wholeness and come
Mhm.
to a place of singleness because you're still an individual person.
And
So,
before we go, let me say this because it is wrong, it is incorrect, and I don't give a damn what no one says. Relationships are not 50-50. You
oh
got
no.
one whole person and another whole person. It's 100, 100. If you come into somebody 50-50, your ass is already broke. Half of you is gone. That's
No.
it. I have a good night.